Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first video commentary of the semifinals of the first South American Online Festival. And these semifinals were played against a strong team from Uruguay. So we will follow the Chagas team, which is the team of the players that are our contributors to the Bridge Experts website in their path throughout the championship. And so, without further ado, let's move on to the swings. In this first board, let's see. East opened one club, alerted us 2+. So this is either that style that we have seen in previous videos, in which a club opening then shows any balanced hand out of range for a no-trump opening, even if you have more diamonds than clubs, like 4 diamonds and 2 clubs. In some variants, even 5 diamonds and 3-3-2, 2 clubs would open one club. Or a natural club opening. Or perhaps it is a tamer version of the same principle, in which clubs is a doubleton only if the player has specifically 4-4 in the majors, 3 diamonds and 2 clubs. In this second possibility, the 1 diamond opening promises 4, but it may still be balanced. It doesn't promise an unbalanced hand. So what happened here? 1 club, 1 spade, no transfer responses to 1 club here. A natural 1 spade response. 2 clubs, natural. And now apparently, according to their system, West had to choose between exploring for slamming clubs or looking for the best game and perhaps finding 3 card spade support. And so he bid 4 clubs, judging that slamming clubs was a possibility. And if that is so, if my interpretation of the auction is correct, I don't agree with the direct sign-off of opener into 5 clubs. Of course, his club suit is terrible for a club and bid and rebid, but he does have ace-king third in partner's long suit. So I think some cooperation would be required from him, from East. But the final result is that they landed in 5 clubs, and the cards are all wrong for 5 clubs. They can lose a spade, a club, and perhaps, if the lead is a heart, a heart. And so it proved. After this start, there's no way, unless North can be tricked into ducking a club. If he can duck a club, then the player can eliminate the black suits and throw him in. Eliminate the red suits, and throw him in to get a rough and slough. But this would be a very clear error by North, and so it proved. So right now, there's no way in which the player can avoid going down 1, which is what happened. At the other table, completely different auction. East opened with a weak no trump, in spite of it being 6-3-2-2. And West, we have seen in previous videos that opposite the weak no trump, they play a variable no trump when they are weak and open a weak no trump. That they play 2 over major non-forcing, which means that a responder that wants to force with 5 or more in a major does not have a Jacobi transfer available. And so he has to start at the 3 level like this. 3 clubs is either forcing with 1 major or a sign off in diamonds. 3 diamonds is forced. 2 spades shows a good hand with spades. And there they were. And there's nothing. The most that this can lose is a club ruff, the king of clubs, and the queen of spades. No, that's not quite true. If there's a club lead and a heart return, then this will go down. But that only happens in dreams. Yes, heart lead from North. And now there's no way in which, there's not even a way in which North can give a club ruff, so there will be 11 tricks. Yeah. Second board, East opened 1 no trump, a strong no trump. And we'll see at the other table that at this position of vulnerability, they will not open 1 no trump because it would be weak for them. And so they will have a different auction. And North reopened 1 no trump with an artificial bid showing spades and another. You can have only 4 spades for this bid. It's actually a fairly old convention, 50 years old at least. And it calls Astro and Asptro, and there are other variants. And South, who is not very pleased with the auction so far with these cards, his 2 hearts only shows that it doesn't have 3 spades. So that if North doesn't have 5 spades, if he has 5 spades, he can rebid them right now. But if he hasn't got 5 spades, then he can rebid his long suit and play there. So, in effect, North was able to show spades and clubs, but not diamonds, which is their best fit. Unlucky. And after a heart lead, if we look at the cards before following the play, the best lead would have been a trump, which would prevent a spade lead in dummy. But that's a double dummy lead. And after the heart lead, the spade ruff cannot be prevented. A trump return, hopeful anyway. And now queen of spades and spade ruff. And now the best that the player can do is play a diamond. He can't make 9 tricks because even if there's no diamond ruff, he can lose 5 tricks by losing 2 spades. The ace he has lost. That 9 of spades is 2 diamonds and 1 ruff. That's one way in which he would lose 5 tricks. But even if nothing like that happens, he will not have time to win more than 0 diamond tricks because he will get shortened in hearts, and so East will make a trump. As you can see now, they have equal length, and a heart return from West is enough to establish that 10 of clubs. But there was a trump return from West, and now the declarer he can just claim these tricks and lose only the last spade, which would be 9. He's pitching diamonds. Wow. He will lose this trick to the 8 of diamonds. That's unusual. If this were a live match transmitted on ViewGraph, I would suspect some misclick from the ViewGraph operator, but this is BBO, so this is not possible. And what happened is simply a lapse of concentration anyway. So this will be down 2, because he'll make 2 less tricks. He won't be able to make any more tricks. He would have made 2 diamonds, but to make 9 tricks, now he'll make 7. Yeah, 7 tricks. And at the other table, as foreseen, the opening bid was 1 club, meaning any balanced hand out of range for no trump, and in that position vulnerability, their range is 12 to 14, so he's too strong for 1 no trump. 1 diamond is a transfer to hearts. Double is so getting back after a brief interruption. 1 diamond was a transfer to hearts, and double, I would expect it to be a takeout double, but apparently, according to the alert at least, it showed diamonds. It's basically a diamond overcall, which is a very weird bid to be chosen by North. If you play this kind of defense against transfer responses, you usually play that 1 heart bid over 1 diamond, which is their Q bid, is some kind of takeout double. But East bid 3 hearts because he's in range for that response. 2 hearts would have been 4 card raise, but only 12 to 14 hands unbalanced because not opening with a weak no trump. 5 clubs and 4 hearts most likely. And 3 hearts was passed by West. He doesn't want to play game. Opposite, something like 15 to 17. Yeah, 14 unbalanced to 17 balanced. And North reopened with a double. And East was very aggressive with that redouble because they would probably defeat 4 diamonds since it is an 8 card fit, but if it were a 9 card fit, you take away 1 heart from this guy, put another diamond. Or if you want them to have only 8 cards in hearts, take away a spade or a club, put another diamond, then it is an easy make in 4 diamonds. So that was a bit risky, this redouble from East. And South preferred to not risk playing 3 hearts redoubled, which if he had passed, should be a penalty pass. And you should have some agreements about that with your partner. At which level do auctions like this, in which an opponent redoubles, trigger penalty passes? Certainly at the 3 heart level, this should be a penalty pass, otherwise you can never penalize them when they are in trouble. And you can never find the best spot for North-South here is 3 hearts redoubled. Since you will make only, if you lead Ace of Clubs and stop, play the King of Spades, you will make, as defenders in 3 hearts, 1 spade, the Jack of Hearts, a ruff in spades, and 3 clubs, which is 6 tricks redoubled, down 2 redoubled, nothing to be sneezed at. But he preferred to take it out to diamonds, which is, after all, the suit that North advertised with his double, and West double for diamonds, because he has a balanced hand and some values, including the Ace of Diamonds. And then if we look at the defense, there was a small diamond lead, and East played this Queen of Hearts to shorten dummy's trumps, and South is looking for an entry to his hand to finesse in clubs, but when they threw all the trumps, now he could play, like in a desperate mood, play the Queen of Spades in a spade ruff and finesse in clubs, and this would leave him with 9 tricks. But if the finesse in clubs lost, he would lose a gazillion tricks. And so, yeah, he played the Ace of Clubs, and that 10 is an attempt to turn Declarer away from the winning line of finessing clubs. So he didn't finesse. He established the club with 1 ruff, but in this way he lost 1 trick. He'll lose the last 2 spades, going down 2. So down 2, doubled, 1-7 imps against down 2 in 3 clubs, which could have made if there were no lapse in concentration. The third swing, 1 diamond by West, normal balanced hand, better minor. Perhaps they require 4 diamonds for opening this bid, for opening in diamonds. 2 clubs by North, which some 40 years ago would be very frowned upon. If you look at old bridge books, they'll say that this kind of overcall requires a good 6-card suit or more values than this. But modern bridge has, it's hard to say disproven. Nothing is disproven in this game, but this has fallen out of fashion, let's say. And people are now overcalling 2 of a minor with only 5-card suits when they're reasonable, and this is a reasonable suit, even with minimal or subminimal values, because they block the opponents a lot. And it's nice, if you're playing that style, to be able to be 2 hearts not forcing, as they did. So they landed in a reasonable contract. And after this lead, which helped Declarer, he might have misguessed hearts on his own, playing the opener to have the King of Hearts. But after this lead, he'll play a diamond. Yes, a diamond to the Queen. And now 2 tricks in already. He'll also make the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace and King of Clubs, and a club ruff is 6. And he'll be left with Ace 10 third of hearts up to the Singleton Queen. He'll make 2 more tricks, the Ace and a small one. He has 6 tricks in already, and he's sure to make 7 with the Ace of Hearts, so he'll make the 8th with a long heart. At the other table, one club, because this partnership opens one club with any balanced hand, regardless of diamond club relative length, if it's not in range for no trump opening, and at this vulnerability they play 15 to 17 no trumps, so this is a strong no trump vulnerability. They open one club. 2 clubs from north is natural, just the same meaning as at the other table. Double is take out, so West took out to his best suit, and is bid his best suit, and there they were in 2 spades. And 2 spades is a really nasty contract for you to be in with these cards. After a club lead, the Queen of Hearts is no harm, but also it's not a big help for the declarer. He will always be able to make a heart trick on his own. Now he'll draw trumps, and he'll probably misguess diamonds because North has bid. Yeah. The 7 of diamonds is a nice defense. He knows that partner has shortness in clubs, either 1 or 2. Probably 1 because the deuce was played at the first trick. And so he knows that he can wait for club tricks if he doesn't want to cash them. And now the defenders can force the declarer to ruff and lead clubs himself, but the declarer is not falling for that. He's letting them cash their hearts so that the King of Diamonds will make a trick at the end, and here it is. But even so, this is down 2. Down 2. So it's 3 imps against 2 hearts at the other table. A passed out hand, which is rare in modern bridge, and even rarer when one player has a 13 high count, even 4-3-3-3. I would guess just as that 3 clubs going down was a lapse in concentration, this looks like a miscount too. Looks like something that this player probably didn't count his high card points correctly. It's a very strange pass if he did. At the other table, it's a weak no trump vulnerability for them, and so they were in no trumps. And the problem, no trumps is not easy for them because the lead is bound to be a diamond, which takes out the entry to the long hearts. Let's see what will happen. There you go, diamond and a diamond. Now there will be a heart won by South to lead the 3rd diamond. So the declarer now is, they will have to duck a heart, and so the declarer will make 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, 1 heart, and 1 spade. That's 6. So he switches tack to try spades. His only chance now is for North to have King Queen of spades. Otherwise, he will lose 4 diamonds in total, Ace King of hearts, and the spade trick that he has to yield. But no luck for him, so it looks like it will end 1 down. 7 of diamonds, discarding club. Now, this is trick number 6, and trick number 7 is the heart king. There was some misreading of the ending by South, which is I don't know if he could understand what was going on in hearts. Let's see if partner was sufficiently informative in his club pitches. No, he wasn't. Unless they are playing standard signals, the pitches were all from the bottom up, meaning I like clubs if they are playing upside down signals, as I suspect they are. So part of the blame at least should be laid at North's feet for not discouraging clubs when he could. So they lost 3 imps for that instead of gaining 3 imps. That's a 6 imp swing. Not a small swing. And this one diamond with a balanced hand too strong for 1 no trump. 1 heart. Some mavericks would open 2 hearts with this hand, but at his vulnerability and position, I agree with Bass, and I think it's a bad opening bid. It's done all over the world anyway. On diamond, 1 heart, 2 no trumps, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. The pass led to a very simple start and being played by East, defending both. It's interesting that you often want to play from the strong side, but here the weak side is the one that has to protect minor honors, the Queen of Spades and the 10 of Clubs. Declarer has only 5 heart tricks, Ace, King, Ace, Ace. These are 9. So to make 10, he'll have to get a favorable lead in defense. Or something else, perhaps he can manage a squeeze against South, who protects the Queen of Clubs and the 4th diamond. Let's see. The 10 of Clubs, now if this runs to the Jack, that's the 10th trick already. Yeah, here it is. Drawing trumps, 10 tricks. And at the other table, 1 club, any balanced bid, opening bid, out of range for no trump opening. 1 heart, so they are not playing transfer responses at this vulnerability. 2 no trumps, 3 diamonds is a transfer to hearts, heart rebid. 3 spades is denies 4 spades, meaning 3 no trumps instead of 3 spades would show 4 spades. And so West preferred 4 hearts. And so they're playing from the east side again. So this is a very similar situation. And in fact, it got the same lead. But here the declarer is winning the ace to try a small spade to the queen. Ace of spades and the diamond. It's unlucky for the declarer that North has such an easy way to get the lead with this diamond, because he'll most likely push a club through now. Yeah, which breaks up the squeeze. He, of course, had another opportunity to do that with the ace of hearts. Now there's no way for which the declarer can avoid losing. 1 more trick, so he'll go 1 down. So another board 9, North open 1 heart. I would say that this hand is too strong for a 2 heart opening at these colors, and these guys, North and South here, are probably the most aggressive preemptors in Brazil right now. So for them it is particularly strong. So it is either 3 hearts or 1 heart for them. It's too strong for 2 hearts, even though this looks like a book 2 heart bid for many players, but not at these colors. I would probably, if I had those cards, well, it's hard to outguess yourself, but I would either open 1 or 3 hearts, not 2. I agree that 2 hearts is expected to be a weaker hand at these colors. So 1 heart, 1 spade, natural overcall, nothing to do about that. 2 hearts forced. You have to raise with on a third in your partner's long major suit. 2 spades following the same principles, even though West has plenty of kings here. And now North, what happened in this auction is that North unilaterally decided to sacrifice over 4 spades. And this is usually bad bridge. You have to bid in a way that suggests to your partner that a sacrifice might be a good idea, even though he has limited his hand, or else preempt to the maximum, like bidding 4 hearts right now, and then subside. And so what happens in 5 hearts? He will lose 2 and 2 in each of the side suits. The king of clubs and the king of hearts, the 2 finesses, so he will lose 6 tricks. This is 800. It's an expensive adventure, even though 4 spades is laid down. Cannot lose more than 2 aces, just exactly because the 2 finesses are off. For them, they are good for East-West. So East-West will lose 1 club and 1 heart only. Yeah, 800 is what they paid. And at the other table, they opened 3 hearts, which made it easier to stop bidding. After 3 hearts double, 4 hearts double, North had said his piece. And so they ended four spades, and bidding was the play had no interest there. Another one. Interesting board so far. One diamond from north in third in hand. Very strong one diamond. The decision between opening this kind of hand, one diamond or two clubs, is very dependent on what are your methods after a two club opening. But neither can be criticized. One diamond with a minor suit oriented bid, you really need to have plenty of tricks. You cannot push too hard to open two clubs. So one diamond past one heart. Double. What is double by West? Double is usually a takeout double, meaning spades and clubs. But he hasn't got that. And read double by North, it is a strong bid. And now East West are in trouble unless they can reach hearts, which is very hard for them to do. So I don't know what happened with this bidding after the start. South should have doubled one spade if this would have been a penalty double, or if not, North should have doubled one spade to cater for the possibility of a penalty double from South. And one spade is tragic for them. And note that 3 no trumps is easy. You have 6 diamond tricks, ace and king is 8, and at least one heart. At minimum, one heart is 9. But they stopped in 3 clubs, so there was some miscommunication between North and South after the first 2 rounds of bidding. So they ended 3 clubs. And after a spade lead, all the declarer has to do is to draw trumps and lose 2 aces. And at the other table, there it is, the 2 club opening, which basically landed them in 3 no trumps, which cannot be defeated. So that's the swing, 3 no trump making and 3 clubs making 11 tricks. Okay, next swings. 1 no trump, 15 to 17 by North. East bid 2 diamonds, which is majors. South doubled, showing cards, at least an invitation. Only 2 hearts by West is very, very shy. I don't know if these guys are frisky when they are non-vulnerable versus vulnerable. They may be. But even so, a 5-card raise and a singleton at this side suit should have bid at least, 3 hearts, at least. And I think 3 hearts is probably too shy. But then again, I don't get into their no trump auctions with garbage. So anyway, he bid on 2 hearts, and so now bids 3 hearts, meaning I have enough to force the game, but I don't want to double 2 hearts. Fairly reasonable description. And North bid 4 clubs. He might have bid 3 no trumps, actually, with ace queen of hearts. It looks like the best evaluation. But he bid 4 clubs, and so they were in 5 clubs, which loses 1 spade and 2 clubs. Instead of making 9 tricks and 3 no trumps, they could have make 4 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 3 spades. And a club, 10 tricks. So this is probably a very, and I was not even factoring into my calculations the spade rough that is coming. So this was a very bad result for North-South. They had a makeable game in 3 no trumps, and now they're down 1. And at the other hand, as we can see, 5 clubs was actually a nice sacrifice against 4 hearts. Not that 4 hearts makes. Of course, you lose 3 diamonds and a heart. But sometimes 4 hearts makes when it shouldn't. So this auction, it was very similar to the other one, but West bid 3 hearts. As I said, the very minimum bid would be 3 hearts with this hand. 3 no trumps by North, which is a much better bid than 4 clubs, and East sacrificed in 4 hearts. So there was some error in the defense here. Let's see what it was. Ace of clubs perhaps was enough. Ace of spades and spade rough, and the king of clubs is pitching a diamond and a heart. Ace and queen of hearts, but now the player can establish his spades, spade rough, spade rough, and lose only 2 diamonds. So it was the lead that delivered this for them. And the lead, to be honest, is quite poor, leading from an unsupported long ace against this bidding is asking for trouble. I would probably lead a small spade as a lesser evil. And so we approach our last swing. Pass 2 clubs. So 2 clubs from West is either the traditional 2 clubs, is very strong, or 4 losers in one of the major suits, meaning a slightly weaker than game forcing based on a major opening bid. Right? Okay, if that is their system, I agree with the evaluation. So North bid 2 hearts. What is this double? Penalty. He wants to play 2 hearts doubled. If that is so, I cannot imagine what would lead any player to bid 4 spades and possibly find a void and 6 hearts with partner. I mean, if partner hears what you say and wants to play 2 hearts doubled, I'm not one to second guess him. And 2 hearts doubled would have been very bad for the player, even though they have a double fit. They can make only, let's say, 2 diamonds. Let's say, hopefully, 2 diamonds in the club is 3, and 3 hearts, 6. Something like that. I'm being very generous here, because best defense would be something like a club lead, duck to the jack, heart to the jack, and a small heart. And so now the declarer doesn't have any hopes of not getting shortened with spade roughs. He will lose the 4th club. He will, well, anyway, let's look at the playing 4 spades, which is probably more interesting. A very natural diamond king lead, especially after this bidding. An ace of spades, finding out about the break, and a heart. The ace of hearts was cashed, and then the queen of diamonds, and another diamond. But the declarer will still, will he? Probably not, because he'll be too long in trumps for any trump coup. And so the queen of spades will make, they are book or red, but South has 1 less trump than West. So even if he had the queen of hearts here, it would not be enough. Well defended and down 1, instead of 2 hearts going down. And at the other table, they didn't have the gadget, so it was a natural 1 spade, double by North. Okay, 2 hearts is also an option, but double is a fine bid. 2 spades is very weak. It's the weakest raise, but West is very strong and decided to go to 4 spades. At least here he knows that West has a raise. The other table could have a void or a singleton in spades. Let's see how they will fare. Apparently, same, but here, look at the difference in technique. West knows that he must get shortened, and so he gives the opponents the temptation of not cashing the ace of hearts right now. So it's easy for the opponents to not cash the ace of hearts, so he will lose the hand twice instead of only once as compared to the other table. But North did cash the ace of hearts, but this was very nicely played by West anyway. and a heart. The heart was too soon for him to play that. There was some signaling misunderstanding here because North thought that South would rough this heart. It's the only reason why he would play a heart rather than catch the Queen of Diamonds. But now, Declare was put in dummy, discarded the club, so now he can make his two finesses because he still has two trumps in dummy, and then lose the ace of clubs. So now he can claim actually king of spades and lose one club, making 10 tricks. So this was a deserved swing for Brazil because the defense at the other table and the play in this table were better. So this concludes our current video. Thanks for watching, and visit our website thebridgeexperts.com for lots of interesting stuffs and ideas about bridge and services and lessons and articles. And you ask if there's something missing there, ask us and we'll put it there. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.